If I were to ask you to close your eyes right now and visualize a police officer, what do you visualize?
Maybe a man.
Yeah.
We don't plan lesson plans thinking I'm planning for a girl or a boy.
Do we need to consciously as parents try and pick toys that are gender neutral, or in different, the toy really doesn't matter, you need to reverse your conversations?
Mansi, something that is really now being talked about a lot in terms of, psychology and understanding people is something called unconscious bias. It's something that we are unaware that we have, and each and every one of us has it. Like if I were to ask you to close your eyes right now and visualize a police officer, what do you visualize?
Maybe a man.
Yeah. So, we have these unconscious biases, and that's what actually steers us to go and pick up something specific from a rack, or, preventing our children from being gender neutral, or forcing what we think is the norm for them. So I think as parents, as educators, as the adults dealing with the children, if we recognize our unconscious bias and we get rid of it first, it will help us pick up something and say, play with it because it's great for you. It's not a girl toy or a boy toy. It's not a girl color or a boy color. So that's where I think we need to step in as adults and reassess our unconscious biases, because there are toys that, yes, are specific to certain genders, or maybe just the way they are wired genetically. Boys do not go towards certain things and girls do not go towards certain things. But I think that's changing. So I think exposure, allowing children to have the freedom to choose and not having those, but this is not for you, or that's not for you, or this is your sister's toy, or that's your brother's toy, and just allowing them to explore. Sometimes, and I have a boy and a girl, and I know that my son and a lot of his friends would be fascinated by her toys, because she would have, obviously, the complete opposite of what any of them had at home. And they would be awkward to kind of explore a My Little Pony or a Barbie or a kitchen set. But actually when they got into playing, the boys had more fun actually, because for them it was different, it was new. And I think when we are faced with anything that's different, I think all our senses kick in far more than familiar stuff.
Right.
So I think it's important to sometimes bring in things that are different to actually get those neurons firing a little bit in our brains.
Very interesting.
Mansi, I want to add in, the CEO of the Toy Association has actually said a toy is a toy till you put a label on it.
Yeah.
And that's honestly what Piya is trying to say, right? It's an object. It's a work of art. It doesn't have that male or female label attached to it unless you've put it in. So it's mindset, of course, but also like she mentioned, the trends are changing. We see the little ones. We've set up 6 preschools in the last year, and one of the fascinating things, like she mentioned, is it's the boys that are going to the kitchen table, because maybe they've been children born out of lockdown. They spent way too much time in the kitchen, and it was fun, but for me it's science. It's about proportions, it's estimation, it's about awareness, about how a little bit of this extra can just change and alter the taste. And by the way, all the master chefs are men. So I don't understand that. And then we think that's not a profession for... it's changing. But again, even there's a lot of research done in Stanford and Harvard about this as well, where they actually experimented with children, got them in rooms together and just gave them, you're saying gender neutral, in my head it's a toy. I don't even think of it. The French government has made it mandatory for toy manufacturers not to now position toys according to male or female. I think Lego is the only company that's making it completely devoid of those labels, but their Target has done that. They don't have shelves anymore for girls and boys. It's just clothes. Pick it up, but we're still not going to have boys wearing skirts. I recognize that, but the Scottish do. So it's changing, but again, it's a toy for me. It's a toy that will create imagination, communication, help build, ask questions. Just, I didn't like the way they had placed this, so I built my own. But it's about why the sequence is it a ladder going up? Is it a ladder coming down? So much, right? Related. Forget whether it's a girl or a boy. As educators, and please, Mansi, this is a fact, we don't plan lesson plans thinking I'm planning for a girl or a boy. It's a co-educational school, we have all of them, but we think of them as human beings.
For parenting tips, celebrity interviews, recipes, conversations with experts, DIYs, and lots more, Subscribe to Kids Talk Press now.